Okay, I want to welcome everyone. It's 8 o'clock Central Time here in beautiful Northeast Texas, and I just want to thank everybody once again for coming on board our Wednesday night coaching sessions, and I know that you'll get a lot out of this evening. I've been asked for the last several weeks about sharing my experience and sharing information with you about selling, how to close the sale, and what you need to do to get out there every day and sell. So what I've done tonight is we're going to talk strictly about sales. We've gone through the system for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and so I've kind of put it off a little bit. But tonight we're going to talk about sales. I'm going to share my sales experience with you, some things that really work well for my salespeople that I train, and I'm going to show you a tool that I developed for my salespeople, and I talked to Woodrow about this probably several months ago, but I'm going to turn it around. I've got a lot in my pipeline that we're getting ready for all of you, but I'm going to put this little tool together. It's a great tool to help you get out and sell, but we're gonna go through that, and we've got something special tonight that we're going to offer you that we've been asked about for several weeks now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Once again, welcome on board. It's great to see we have a full house every single Wednesday night, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to come to you guys and spend the evening with you. The first thing I'm going to talk about, you know that we've been doing the Monday night sessions for the webinars for your clients to be able to go in and share with them. And one of the things that we heard was, you know, Carrie, it's hard for us to get our clients in here at this time. Is there anything we can do about that? And we've had people say, you know what, said we're willing to pay for a system if we can just get something. We love the webinars, we love what you're doing, but we really want to get this to our client. So we have put together a system, and I'm going to show you kind of how it works here in a minute. I built a quick demo earlier today. This system is going to be $497 per year. It will be a branded webinar specifically for you to be able to drive your clients into, okay? Now, many of you have heard me say, and let me build a little value here and tell you what you're getting. When I do anything, if one of you came to me and said, Carrie, I'd like you to do me a webinar, I charge $250 an hour. I don't blink about it. It doesn't bother me to ask that kind of money. We talk about our worth on here quite often, and so my worth to me is $250 an hour, and that's what I charge, and I charge in 15-minute increments, just like a lawyer or a doctor. So what we've done is if you would have came to me and said, Carrie, I need you to do me a webinar, 50 months this year, 50 weeks this year, I charge you right at about a little over $12,000 to do that. This webinar comes out to about $1.36 a day. Now I drink 2 Dr. Peppers a day every single day, so that's more than $1.36. So it's a huge value. Now I can tell you, and this is without question, after tonight, we're rolling this out tonight. Next week, it's going up to $997. Tonight, it's $497 for those that want to get in. We're going to share this with you. Let me bring my screen over real quick. I just want to show you real quick. And this is just a quick demo. We're going to add some things to it. We're going to do some different things. I've just built this quickly for this tonight. I just want to kind of show you how this works. I don't know if you can hear my wife's pulling the lawnmower in the garage. Now, you won't hear any sound, but you can see that your graphic is going to come up first. And then as it goes through, and this is just about a 2-minute video, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this is going to go through. It's going to pop up a button. Here in just a minute, I've got to set it 55 seconds to pop up a buy button, or actually a button that will drive them directly to your branded website. You see the button pop up right there? Now what they can do is they can click on that button, or they can wait till it's over, and I'll put that button right towards the end, and it'll go in directly to your Contact Us page. So these will be specific to you, branded to you, specifically for your company. I started working on the video today. The video will contain all the information about the reputation management system. It will contain information in there about the Foursquare system, and so it's going to really encompass a great part of the marketing platform. I'm going to show them how our marketing platform works. It will be completely generic. I'll use the OneTap.mobi system. App Wizard will not be seen, and everything will be driven to your website. Each one of you that sign up tonight will have their own individual webinar that you will be able to send these folks to. Now, you're probably saying, well, Kerry, that's $497. That's right, $497 a year. $497 a year, and every year it will renew. Okay, but this is what I'm going to do. And I talked to our developers today. First thing I'm going to do, if anybody can tell me before I leave this screen who that is in that picture, I'll give you a free. I'll give you a free reseller webinar system. Okay, you need to tell me before I leave the screen who it is. Okay. But for you guys that are on here tonight, and you ladies that are on here tonight, no, not Billy Graham. For you guys that are on here tonight, I'm going to do 4 weeks of free webinar coaching to everyone who signs up tonight. Okay, this is only for tonight. I will take my time. We're going to do it on Monday nights. I will do recorded videos of it. Only those who are part of the program will receive those replays. These replays will not be shared with others. This is specifically for you. The coaching is going to be specifically for you, and I want to make sure that you're well trained. I'm going to show you how to drive people to the webinars. Webinars is my specialty. Okay, most every one of you on here tonight came in to this company via a webinar. Okay, webinars are the hottest medium out there right now to drive business. And so what we want to do is we want to drive your clients to you and help close them. This is a great way to do that. And so $497, you sign up tonight, and I'm going to give you 4 weeks of free webinar coaching. I'm going to show you how to use your social media to drive sites. I'm going to show you how to market this out in the field. I'm going to show you how to drive people into your webinars. And that's one thing we do very well here is use webinars. You need to go to instantappwizard.com. By the way, nobody got it right. instantappwizard.com/497. instantappwizard.com/497. $136 a day. Okay, to have your own special webinar. You see the little man on there that's walking? He has 3 choices. He's either going to go down the wrong path or he's going to stay on the right path. This is a great opportunity. No, it's not my dad. This is a great opportunity for you guys tonight to get in on this. This will be $997 starting next week. Okay? You guys are so faithful to come in here. I wanted to give a special offer. I wanted to make sure you got the coaching. I'm going to tell you, the coaching after tonight, if someone wants a special coaching, it's going to cost them $250 an hour. So this is a huge value for you. I want to do everything I can to help you out and do exactly what you need to do to help close your clients. instantappwizard.com/497. Get in on this tonight. This is a great opportunity for each and every one of you. instantappwizard.com/497. And that's $497 per year. Okay? All right. This guy's name, by the way, is Joe Girard. Joe Girard. He is one of my superstar guys that I love to read about. He was a great car salesman. The best car salesman in the world, actually. He wrote several books on selling cars. He's one of the best salesmen out there. And so anyway, his name is Joe Girard. Great salesman, great car salesman. I highly recommend you go pick up some of his books at the bookstore or go to the library. He's got some great books out, and he's just a super salesman. So, but let's get into the webinar, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about sales. And I'm going to talk to you about 5 of my favorite salespeople. I don't know if you folks on here read, okay? But you need to start. If you want to be good, you need to read sales books. You have to continually train yourself. You have to continually teach yourself. Get the books on CD if you have to, so you can listen to them driving down the road. I've got Zig out the ears, and many of you thought that was Zig Ziglar a while ago, but I'm going to talk about Zig in a minute. Zig's actually a Sunday school teacher over at First Baptist Dallas, and I've got several friends that actually go to his Sunday school class. So I wish it was me, but I'm showing you these guys tonight for a reason. They've all got a story to tell. John Patterson, founder and CEO of National Cash Register. This guy, excuse this, but he was kind of a butthole. He was kind of a butthead, okay? He was very stern. He was a control freak, but he was the founder of modern day sales training. I mean, this guy, he was amazing. Everything you read, everything always goes back to John Patterson. I mean, he set the ground rules for selling. He was the very first one to ever organize actual sales training and put things together. So, but I want you to see what it says on the bottom there. His company provided salespeople with scripts and encouraged them to view the sales cycle as a 4-stage process that identified the key milestones as 1, initial approach. And we talk about that all the time. Getting out of your car, going in and talking to these business owners. The initial approach. The proposition, okay? You've got to go in and you talk to them. You've got to let them know what you're there for. And we have several tools that you can do that. The reputation management system. Hey, I just want to let you know that I was going through here and noticed that you had several bad marks, and I just wanted to bring that to your attention, okay? You've just propositioned him. You've just showed him, and now what are you going to do? I'd like to sit down with you and show you how to take care of this. Or you can go in with the Foursquare system. Or you can just walk in and go in with the marketing platform. But this is what I recommend, okay? In your proposition, go in with a tool. You've got everything else in your tool bag. Go in with a tool. The product demonstration. I know many of you hear me use the Roger Panada MP3s on the webinars. Roger does product demonstration. We've got several other resellers that are on here tonight that also do. Matter of fact, Roger's on the line with us tonight. Bill Joyce. Bill Joyce does product demonstrations. Okay, so you've got to show these people what you have. And when you go in there, you want to make sure that you've got some demos lined up so you can show them. And then you have to close the deal. Believe it or not, closing is the hardest part for most people. Most people do not know how to ask for the sell. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But John Patterson, read a book about John Patterson. Okay? Read a book about John Patterson. And next, we have David Ogilvy. Okay? Legendary advertising expert. Okay? Great salesman. He sold cooking stoves door to door. Now, I don't know about you, but could you imagine carrying a cooking stove down the street, trying to sell a cooking stove every day? But he was extremely successful. And he worked and he wrote an instruction manual and then distributed it to other members of his sales force. He was a great team leader and he was a great team person. But look what it says here. Among the advice he always gave, the worst fault a salesman can commit is to be a bore. You've got to go in. People buy from you for this reason. they like you. You can have kind of a not a really good product. It helps to have a great product, but people will buy from you just because they like you. You need to sit down and you need to talk to these people. You need to build a relationship. You need to massage them and romance them, as Woodrow always says. I love that term he uses. You need to romance these people, okay? Let me just look here real quick. If you have any questions while we're on here, I've got one of the guys that I see just checked in. He's more than welcome to answer any questions you may have, so I don't have to stop here in the middle of the program. But you want to romance these folks, okay? You want to take care of them. You want to love them, and you want them to love you. Why? Because that is your what? That is your brand, okay? That is your brand. Let's look at the next guy here, Dale Carnegie. Now, everyone on here has got to know Dale Carnegie. We've heard it all of our lives. You know, he's written more courses on sales than anybody out there. He grew up in a farm community, and he became one of the best public speakers ever known. Matter of fact, I've been to a couple of Carnegie classes. I didn't learn anything because I thought I already knew everything. I sat there and I thought, shoot, I can do this. What did I come here for? But not really. I did learn something. But you see what his landmark book is? You need to get this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Guys, you are changing the face of marketing. Each and every one of you. Roger says he's got that book. Each and every one of you are changing the face of marketing. And you need to learn how to go out and get people to understand what you're doing and reach out to them for one reason, so that they know that you're truly there to help them, okay? So that they know that you're there to help them. This is Joe Girard, okay? He's one of the greatest car salesmen ever in the history of car sales. Probably is the greatest car salesman. He sold subscriptions to the Detroit Free Press door to door and learned that sales operated according to a law of averages all its own. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. I actually use averages when I sell. Okay, I teach all my people how to use averages when they sell. But you have to be able to go out and know what you're doing. You have to have a plan. You have to have it put together. And whatever your plan is, if you wake up in the morning and you say, Carrie, I know I've got to go out and I've got to touch 35 people today. Then Carrie's got to go out and touch 35 people. There is no question to that. I know exactly what I have to do if I want to make the money that I want to make and I want to do the things that I want to do. And if you don't do that, okay, if you don't do that, I've got some bad news for you. You're not going to be very successful, and you're not going to close very many deals. Sales takes total commitment. Going out and selling takes getting up in the morning and being committed to what you're going to do that day. As a salesman, you control everything about what you do. That's why salesmen get paid so much. Salesmen are the highest paid people in the world. Why? Because they make their own paycheck. Let me give you an example. You wake up this morning and you say, okay, I want to go out and make $400 today. Okay? Go out and sell 2 deals. You made $400 today. You have the opportunity to write your own paychecks. But if you don't do it, if you don't get up and do it and make it happen, just like old Joe here, if he didn't go out and knock on those doors and get those people to come to the doors, if he didn't ring that doorbell and people didn't come to that door, guess what? As a paper boy, he didn't make any money. I don't know if any of you are on here when When I was growing up, I threw papers, and I got paid for all the papers that I threw. And if a customer called and said that they didn't get my paper, guess what? I didn't get paid. So, but anyway, Joe Girardi, that's who I showed you guys earlier. You'll see that in 1963, he sold more than 13,000 Chevrolets at a local dealership, at one point selling 18 cars in a single workday. This guy was a phone fanatic. You need to read his book. Get Joe's book. And this is Zig. Zig is absolutely my favorite. I love Zig Ziglar. I've seen him in person probably 20 times. Of course, being here in Dallas, and he lives in Dallas, and I have the opportunity every time he speaks. And he doesn't speak publicly much anymore, but what a superstar this guy is. You need to go out and get Zig's books, okay? His famous, one of his most famous terms is, "I'll see you at the top." And he means that. He's a great encourager, but he believes this, that if you don't commit yourself as a salesperson to a lifetime of learning and training, okay, you're going to have a tough time making it. If you don't commit yourself to setting goals and quotas and to maintain a heightened level of motivation by constantly visualizing your success for the day, you're not going to make it. And that's what I'm here for. I want to make sure that every one of you on here is successful. When we have our annual conference next year, I want to be able to look out over that crowd, and I want to pick out, and I want to say, I know that's a successful person. They made it to the trainings every week. They picked up on the webinars. They learned how to use the webinars to their advantage. I mean, they used all the tools in the toolbox, and they were successful. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, if you're on this call tonight, you're going to be one of those people. We have a full house every week, and unfortunately, sometimes people don't make it in. But you know, the ones that are here, and I can go down the list, and you're here every single week, you're going to have great, great success. What does it take to make a sale? Let's look at a few things here this evening. First off, where are you going? You can't wake up in the morning, get in your car with your briefcase, and just go drive up and down the road. Okay? It doesn't work that way. You have to have a specific plan. You have to know exactly where you're going. Don't be late to appointments. I was taught when I was growing up this very thing. If I'm on time, I'm late. If I'm 15 minutes early, I'm on time. Okay? When I show up somewhere, I always show up 15 minutes early. I don't like being late, and I will not see someone when they walk in my office if they walk in 30 seconds late. If they have an interview with me, you can walk right back out the door, because if you're going to be late coming to see me and you're sitting down in front of me and I'm going to interview you, what are you going to do to my customers? Do not be late. Know where you're going. If you have to get out Google Maps and set up your route, and you know it takes 30 minutes to get here and you're going to spend an hour with that person, make sure you schedule your appointments accordingly. Do exactly what you're doing. Have a plan. We've given you the tools to give you the plan that you need. The Foursquare. You can literally sit down and go through Foursquare. The reputation management system. All the addresses and everything is there. Plan out your day. You hear us say all the time that 1 in 5 businesses are going to get a mobile web app. So Derek and Yo down in Florida, now these guys are pretty unconventional, but I love the way they do things. They pick a street that's full of businesses, and one guy goes down one side and one guy goes down the other, because they know that 1 out of 5 businesses is going to buy a web app. Okay? And I think their closing rate's just a little bit better than that. But you think about that. You go into a busy area, and especially with this webinar system now, what I'm going to be able to teach you how to go out and use that. Everybody you talk to, you need to touch. If they don't have time for you, you have the opportunity to invite them to your own personal webinar. Okay? So, but have a plan. Sit down the night before, get out your notepad, your pencil, your map, all your business information, your contact information, the appointments that you've already got set, okay, and put your plan together. This is extremely important. Number 3, how many people are you going to attempt to talk to? Now, not actually talk to, but how many people are you going to attempt to talk to? And I'm going to show you in a minute why that's important. Okay? Everybody has a number. Everybody on this call has a number. Now, there's some salespeople that will fight you tooth and nail and say, I don't have a number. I know exactly what I'm doing. I can go out and talk to 5 people and make 10 sales. But then when you actually start tracking what they're doing, they're pretty close to what everybody else is, a 15 to 20%er. Okay? That means that you're going to close 15 to 20% of the qualified people that you talk to. And that's extremely good. Don't think that that's bad. That is very, very good. If you're closing 20 to 25%, you are a superstar. Okay? A superstar. So, and we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute too. How many sales do you intend to close? If you do not know how many sales that you need to close, then you don't know how much money you're going to make. If you know you want to make $60,000 this year, or you know you want to make $160,000 this year, or you know that you want to make $260,000 this year, how are you going to know that if you don't know how many deals you intend to close? It's impossible. You have to know exactly every day what you have to do to close your deals and how many deals you need to close to make the amount of money that you're going to make. And number 5, did you stop before everything was done? If you knew today that you had to go out and talk to 35 people and you only talked to 15 people and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you get in your car and your feet hurt and you're tired and it's hot and you're hungry and blah, 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 okay? Cry me a river. And you didn't finish everything you were supposed to do, then you failed. You let yourself down. You quit, okay? Now, if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and the businesses, all the owners that you were going to talk to, they've all gone home because they leave at 5 or 6 o'clock, and you didn't get everything done, then what do you need to do? I want somebody right now in this box, if it's 5 o'clock and all the business owners are gone and you didn't get everything done that you need to get done for the day, what did you do? Does anybody know what I'm asking? That's right. You overplanned. Thank you. Okay? You overplanned. Now, that's not a bad thing. Overplanning is not bad, but now you just know as you start going and you start planning, now you start making your adjustments, okay? And you start planning for tomorrow and you say, okay, man, there's no way I could talk to 45 people today. Maybe I need to schedule talking to 30 people. Maybe I need to look at exactly where I'm going. Well, the reason I didn't do it today because the businesses were more spread out. The area was more spread out. I spent more time in my car. And keep your notes. Notes are extremely important to salespeople. You need to know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, okay? You have to have a plan. You got to know how many people you're going to attempt to talk to. You got to know how many sales you need to make the money you want to make, okay? And set that up. Set that up. And say, okay, I want to make $250,000 next year. Figure your residual income, put all that together, and you'll know exactly what you got to do. And if you don't complete everything by the end of the day, reevaluate. If it's 2 o'clock, get it back out there and go back to work. We put together this marketing plan for a reason, and I know that Woodrow's in the process of redoing the marketing plan right now. He's putting the reputation management system in there. This marketing plan was put together for a reason, to keep you on track and to allow you to walk through and take the pricing and make the money that you need to make, okay? But you want me to tell you the best thing that this is good for? What's the number one thing this is good for right here? Does anybody know? I'm asking a question here. We had some people answer the last question. This is another question. What is this marketing plan good for? Branding, that's one thing, but that's not what I'm looking for. Gets clients' attention, that's another thing. Upsells, help that. Joseph Fon, thank you, my brother. Helps to close the deal. You take them right down to the end of the sale, and what are you going to do? You're going to close the deal. And all of these are good. All of these are the right answers, but what I was looking for, it takes you through, and you get to close the deal. Okay? It's not open-ended. There is a finality to this. You're able to use this and walk them through it step by step, each part of the program, and it allows you to close the deal. This is the program that I wrote. Now, I'm no Excel expert, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not. I know just enough to do what I need to do to make it work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same program. Now, this program was written. You all know that I own a construction company, and my salesmen go out, and they do go door to door. I called this the KITQ FAB program. Knock, talk, inspect, qualify, filed, adjusted, and bought. Okay? Now, let me give you an idea of what this particular program did for this guy. He came in and he drove a record truck. Okay? When he came in, he wanted to go into sales, and he was very excited about it, and but he never sold before. So I tried to set him down and talk to him and everything. Well, no, I'll just get out. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, go ahead. So I let him go for 2 months, and he fell flat on his face. And he walked in my office one day, and he was extremely dejected. I mean, the world had come down around him. He just wasn't quite as good as he thought he was. But really, what he didn't know was he was a superstar waiting to happen. He just wasn't quite ready to listen. So I told him, I said, tomorrow when you come in, I said, I want you to come here and be in the office at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I developed this little spreadsheet. And I knew exactly what it took to go out and sell, and because that's what I did. With the exception of putting it on the spreadsheet, I just write mine down on a piece of paper every day. This was his very first one. Okay? This was his very first one. And I told him, I said, okay, now this is what you need to do. I said, if you want to close about 20% of your deals, and we started talking numbers. And so every day he would go out, and you can see on Monday he knocked on 2 doors. That was pitiful. Needless to say, he and I had conversation. On Tuesday, he did a little better. He knocked on 6 doors. On Wednesday, he knocked on 10 doors, 11 doors, 6, and then 0 on Saturday. You can see he had 35 people that he talked to. Okay, or knocked on doors. He entered, he went to make contact. Okay, he went to make contact. How many people did he talk to? Now, this is pretty good. He talked to 29 out of 35 people for the week. Okay, that's 83%. Now, that's very, very good. Now, in the construction industry, there's a few more qualifiers than there would be in the marketing industry that we're in with the mobile web apps, okay? Then he had to inspect the houses, okay? Out of those 29, he inspected 17, and then he had to qualify them. Qualifying means, can they afford me, okay? Can they afford my company? Okay, so 15 out of the 29 that he talked to, okay, 15 out of the 35 that he knocked on, he was able to qualify. Out of that 15, then they had to file for their insurance. So 13 of them filed. He had 2 adjustments that week, and he got 2 bought that week. But what started happening is from the day one, we started getting his numbers up. But he knew exactly what he had to do, okay? For example, here this week, he learned that, hey, if I go out and talk to 35 people, there's a good chance I'll make 2 sales. All right? Good chance he'll make 2 sales. So we started breaking it down, and you can see where I've got it broke down here. And after 2 months, the same 2 months it took him to fall on his face, after 2 months he was closing about 29% of his deals. His numbers here started soaring. He went from barely breaking even each week to making about $2,500 to $3,000 a week in commissions. Why? Because he knew exactly what he had to do. He knew how many people he had to go out and talk to. He knew where he was going. He made a plan. He knew exactly what had to be done. He knew how many people he had to attempt to talk to. He had to know how many people he was going to talk to. He knew how much he had to do before the day was over because he had an expected goal, and he knew how many people he had to close. So you can see, knowing your numbers, okay, knowing exactly what you have to do. And after we did this for 2 or 3 months, he kind of quit keeping pace with it, and I could tell when his sales slumped that he wasn't doing it, and then I could tell when he was doing it. But if you'll go out every day and you'll just write your numbers down, in about 60 days, you'll know to a T how many people you need to talk to make the money you want to make, without question. I was in the United States Navy for 20 years. I spent 10 years in Navy recruiting. The school we went to was completely written by Zig Ziglar, okay, the entire sales training school. And this was kind of a format that we used there. We called it putting butts on the bus, but we knew exactly how many people we had to talk to recruit for that month. And the numbers never lied. I ran the entire western half of North Carolina. I had 10 stations that I was in charge of, and I knew exactly what every single recruiter could do because I would get his numbers every single morning. I knew if he was going to put somebody in the Navy that week or he wasn't going to put somebody in the Navy that week. Numbers don't lie, okay? They absolutely don't lie. What does it take to close a sale? This is another question. I'm going to give you guys just about 30 seconds here. I want you to just throw up on the screen and tell me what you think it takes to close a sale. Go. While you're doing that, I'm going to swig a drink of water. That's right. You guys are saying the right stuff. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And every one of you are saying the right things. Okay? Every single person there. This is the number one thing it takes to close a sale. And many of you said this. And for you, those of you that didn't answer, ask. Ask. Do you know most salesmen will not ask for the sale? Most salesmen are afraid to ask for money. And it just blows my mind because that money that they're about to receive is theirs. Or if they're working on a commission basis, part of it is theirs. But the one thing that they won't do is ask for the money. Ask. Now, somebody says, saying you can't afford not to have it. Yeah, that's right. Saying they can't afford not to have it. Okay? Close. Do some soft closes. You know? John, just supposing for a moment that, excuse me a minute. I'm going to turn my mic off for 1 second. I got choked on that water. John, just supposing for a moment that everything we've talked about is exactly what you need. When are you ready to sign? Well, let's get signed up right now. You know, do some soft closes. But at the end of that deal, when you go all the way through that marketing plan and you get to the end, and you need to be filling out the contract the entire time you're talking. Filling out that contract. When you get to the end, this is what you do. You take your pen and you hand it to your client. I'm telling you, if you guys will listen to this, you'll close a ton of deals. Take your pen and hand it to your client. Turn the contract around and say, John, we can get started on you this afternoon. Now, one or two things are going to happen. He's going to take that pen and he's going to sign that contract and he's going to write you a check. Or he doesn't have enough information. You didn't explain something to him. And if he pushes back and says, well, I'm not really ready to do that right now. John, obviously you have a reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? And don't say another word. Quit talking. The first person who talks when a close has been done loses. Okay? Loses. If you ask that question, John, obviously you have a reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? And John sits there and he puts his little hand on his chin and he's contemplating what to say. If you come back and say, well, John, is there anything? You're not going to get anything out of it. You've just broke the entire deal. Okay? Now, let me say this. If you can't close him, okay, if you've tried a couple of soft closes and you get to the end of the book and you can't close him, all right, leave the deal open. Always ask this question. If you can't close that deal, this is what you say. John, obviously there's some things that you need to think about. When's a good time we can get back together? And don't say a word. Quit talking. Let him talk. And he's going to say, well, shoot, I'm free tomorrow afternoon. You need to make sure you're back there tomorrow afternoon. Do not walk away and not set a follow-up appointment. Because if you do, you're never going to get him. There was an old saying we always had in the Navy. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay? You want to follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Now your sales numbers go from 15 to 20% to 25 and 30% on close rates, just off of follow-ups. Go get you a 3x5 index card box, and you're going to separate that into appointments, contacts, and follow-ups. And you slot them in each slot every single day, okay? And you go through there, and it helps organize everything you do. But you will never close a deal. You will never make a sale unless you ask. You'll never do it. You have to ask. So if you're not making sales, and I'm not going to ask anybody on here right now if you're making sales or you're not making sales. I take a look just about every day and see who's making sales and who's not making sales. I want to help you make sales. I want to do everything I can for you to go out and sell apps. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I want to make sure you're successful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. I don't mind I answer emails all the time. Okay? Now, if it's program questions and stuff, I may pass some of those on. But if it's what we're talking about tonight, and you say, Kerry, man, I just can't get out there. Or I try to go every day, but it just doesn't fit in my schedule. Then you're not making a plan. Well, you know what? I went out for 4 hours today, and I didn't talk to nobody. If you didn't talk to nobody in 4 hours, then you didn't try. Well, Kerry, gosh, man, it's just so hard. It's tough out there. Nobody's got money. Let me tell you something. They've got the money, and this is why. Why do these people have the money to pay you? Because you're going to increase their revenue. It's not like you're out there selling them a $100,000 Rolls Royce. You're selling them a marketing platform that's going to generate revenue for their business. And they need to understand that. If you never mention that to them, then they're not going to buy. Because as far as they know, you're just selling them something that goes on a smartphone and it ain't going to do nothing for them. They have to understand that everything that you have is going to generate them money. Everything. Everything they have. The RMS system, the Foursquare system, the marketing platform. I was mowing the yard a while ago, and I had this thought, and we're going to start implementing it tomorrow. I'm an implementer. When I get something on my mind, I start implementing. I'm going to use the texting service, and if you're out there and you go start talking to contractors, I'm going to use the texting service to use as a weather alert system. When it's storming, I watch the weather. I'm just about as good a weatherman as anybody out there. And so what I'm going to do is offer everybody a free text alert when bad weather comes their way. And what's going to be on the bottom of that text alert? It's going to be my website, and also there's going to be a quick message on there that says, hey, I'm the best roofer in the county. If you have any problems, make sure you call me tomorrow. I'm the only one that's talking to them. Okay? The only one that's talking to them. And I'm looking out for their best interest. So just a little thing there for you. Go out and talk to these roofing companies and these contractors. Use that texting service for more than just a texting service. Make it an alert service. Okay? There's many ways you can use that. But I want to make sure you're successful. And the way to do that is help you get out and make some sales. Okay? That's why we're introducing this webinar program. If you don't take advantage of that webinar program, shame on you. That is going to be a huge tool. And with the Monday night coaching programs that we're going to have, and I'm going to show you how to use Facebook and all the social media to use that. I'm going to show you how to drive people into Twitter. I'm going to show you how to drive and update and upgrade your members in your Facebook, and all through and driving them right into that program. I'm going to show you how to go out every day and touch 100 people and drive them into that webinar. Okay? So that's a very powerful program. Take advantage of that. It was instantappwizard.com / can somebody help me out? What was it? / 497. Thank you. / 497 / thanks. I didn't want to have to go all the way back to the webinar. instantappwizard.com / 497. Thank you, everybody. Now let me ask you the next question. Since you know that I'm here to help you, and I am here to help you, I hope you all believe that. What do you need training on? I want to start scheduling training in what you guys want. And you don't have to type it in right now, but what I want you to do, and we always have a full house here on Wednesday nights, okay? And God bless you, man. I love every one of you. Email me at Kerry@instantappwizard.com what you would like me to train on. And I will do my research, and we will train on that. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know everything. I hope my wife isn't in here because I tell her I do know everything. But I don't know everything. But she reminds me often I don't know everything. But I will find out, and I love to study, and I love to read, and I will get the answers, and we will train on that. If it's something specific inside the control panel, I know the control panel like the back of my hand. I mean, I can go through it, and there's not too many things I can't do in there. If there's something on sales, we'll cover that specific item. But I want you guys to tell me what you want me to set the trainings up on, okay? Because I am here for you on Wednesday nights. This is your night. This isn't my night. I'm just here to talk. And, I mean, a lot of great questions come in, and I really thank Sean there's been tons of questions, and he's been answering those. But email me at Kerry@instantappwizard.com what you would like to see in the Wednesday night trainings, and we'll do that. We're going to have a lot more sales training. I'm going to put together that spreadsheet. Now, don't start emailing me because it's not real high on my priority list, but you have an idea how to go out and start tracking yourself, what you need to do, how many people you need to talk to every day to close the deals. And remember this, ask for the sale. You'll never close a deal unless you ask. My average ticket item in my company is about $12,000. And trust me, it doesn't bother me a bit to ask for that money. And I walk away with a smile on my face and go straight to the bank. So ask for the deal. Ask for the close. This is the tough part, sometimes we can hang on a little bit too long. Okay? Roger, I will get on those immediately, my friend. This is how that, we've got some questions coming on the webinars. What I will do is, as soon as I see your ticket come across, I will call you, and we'll set up. There's going to be a couple of things I need from you for the webinars. I'm going to need your logos and information, and in order to do the branding on it. If you have a branded website, I will need to know your website name. That way I can go in and direct them directly to your tab, okay? And what happens is it directs them to your contact information so they can contact you. If you do not have a branded website, I will direct them to your phone number to call you. Okay, so there's several different ways I'll do it, and I will call you on the phone, we will set everything up, and I will get it done for you. And it will take me about 2 to 3 hours, and I'll have you all your links. But the webinar is going to be probably about 30 to 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. I will go over the marketing platform, texting, email, Facebook, Twitter. I'm pretty much going to go through the marketing book, the social media stuff, all that. And once again, I'll tell you, it's going to be a great thing, especially when you really learn how to use it. Most webinars. Let's take a look at something. Can you guys see my calculator right there? I don't know if you can make a calculator big. Let's say you talk to 35 people a day, okay? And you do that 5 days a week. That's 175 people. Now, this is extremely important. That's what I'm fixing to tell you. Everybody you can come into contact with, and I'm going to show you how to do this, whether it be with a business card or you have your sign-up sheet, you want to get these people signed up for the webinar, okay? Because what's going to happen is there's an auto system in there that's going to send them emails. But go to let's say 175. That's 175 people a week. Now let's say that out of that 175 people, 20% come to the webinar. That's 35 people come to your webinar. Now let's say that you have a closing rate. Now webinar closing rates are anywhere from 15 to 25%. Okay? 15 to 25%. But let's say that we get 3 of these closed. Okay, or 10% of these closed. Whoops. 35 times 10%. That's 3.5 customers for the week. Okay, yeah, Ray, just shoot me an email. That's 3.5 customers a week. Okay. Now, if you charge, what is it, $300 to set it up with the monthly, so 3.5 times, shoot, I don't know how to use this calculator. 3.5 times 300. Let's just say 300. You made $1,050 that week just on letting the webinar do the selling for you. Okay. Now you're going to have to follow up. Remember those letters, FU, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay. But you can see where doing this every week, I mean, just think about this. What if you was able to touch 75 people a week and drive them to your webinar? Because what I'm going to teach you to do is I'm going to teach you to use Facebook to drive people to your webinar. I'm going to teach you to use Twitter to drive people to your webinar. I'm going to teach you to go out and do face-to-face and drive people to your webinar. I'm going to teach you how to do email and drive people to your webinar. There's going to be a lot of things here that's culminating, not just going out and touching people. But what if you touch 75 people a week? Okay? I mean a day. 75 times 5. That's 375 people times 15%. That's 56.25 people. Oops. 56.25 times 10%. That's 5.6 people. It's actually 5.625 times 300. That's $1,687.50 for the week. Okay, just selling the mobile web app, just selling the mobile web app in the setup. Now, let me say something here real quick before if I get asked this question once, I get it asked 5,000 times. let me say it nicely. If people don't want to pay for what you have, move on. If they don't want to pay the price that you're charging, move on. I mean, $97 for the app and the marketing platform, that's phenomenal. You know, 3 or 4 cents for the texting, that's phenomenal. I mean, if you're paying $25 for the texting and you go out and pay $30, now add the rep management system in there and the residual income. I mean, come on. Guys, do not shortchange yourself. Do not shortchange yourself. So make sure if you set your prices, you stick with your prices. They'll come around. They'll come around. If somebody just typed in there, what's a company's reputation worth? Guys, people are spending tons of money for reputation management. I mean, I've looked online. Reputation management systems are going for $1,500, $2,500, $10,000. Frank says, what do you think about using the angle no setup fee with the $197 monthly fee that includes the 1,000 text package? If that's what you want to charge. Whatever your fees are, just stick to them. I mean, there's many ways to make the deals here. You know, yeah, make positive ROI. Make positive ROI. Return on your investment. You think about this, folks. If you've got an office, I pay $800 a month on the mortgage on my office. Okay, that's $800 a month. My electric bill runs about $300 a month, so that's $1,100 a month. The trash and the water is about $50 a month, so that's $1,150 a month. Okay, that doesn't include my gas driving to my office, which is about $50 a week. So I'm up to $1,200, or 12, 13, 14, 15, $1,500 a month right there. Okay, that I've already spent just to go to work. Just to go to work. That's before I sell anything. So make sure you know what your costs are. Make sure you know how many you're going to sell. Don't forget this right here, okay? Where are you going? Do you have a plan? How many people are you going to attempt to talk to? How many sales do you intend to close? How much money do you want to make? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I don't know what happened. Somebody kept saying the sound was going crazy. But, so, whatever you need, we're here to help. We're here to work with you guys. I'm going to go back to this real quick. Don't forget, if you sign up tonight, and this goes away tonight, okay? I'm taking my time to do this. This isn't company time. I'm going to take my time to help you guys. I'm going to give you 4 weeks of free webinar coaching for all of those who sign up tonight. After tonight, the $497 is going up to $997. Okay? We set this for you guys. You guys are very faithful to come in here. $497 tonight for the year. That's about $1.36 a day. $1.36 a day. Somebody said, could I show again the thing? Yep, let me show you how it works here real quick. Now, you're not going to be able to hear anything. Okay? And this is just a quick demo. I got it set up this afternoon. You're going to see here in the beginning, you're going to have your ad, and then it's going to go into the presentation. This is just a short presentation. The price will go up on Monday. We'll give you until Monday for the price. Here at 55 seconds, I'm going to set the timer on these to allow you to have the call to action come up. I set this one at 55 seconds. See that pop up right there? If you have the branded option, okay, if you add a option, this will take you to your contact us page. Okay, I will program that where it'll take you to your personal contact us page. If you do not have the branded option and you don't have the page, I will put your phone number down here. I can make this whatever I want it to be. Okay, and you can see here I brought my logo in there. Same thing. I'll take your logo. I'll put all your information there on a slide, and I'll put it at the beginning and at the end. Thank you, Joseph. And then you click on that, and it's going to take you right to your Contact Us page, okay, so that they can request more information, give you all their information. And now you're already going to have their email address, okay? That's going to come to you. You're going to have their contact information already. So what do you want to do? You want to market to them. You want to market to them, and you want to continually follow up with them and stay on top of that. Until they opt out of your email, they're yours. So you continually have the opportunity to drive people. Okay? Is there a limit on how many people we can have on? No, sir. Roger, you can put as many people in there as you want. Any more questions? Okay, I want to thank the guys for coming on board this evening. Replay will be available. I usually get those up first thing in the morning. It takes it a while to render, and I'll have it up in the control panel. Sometimes this thing has a little bit of problem. It creates a WMV file, which is a Windows file that absolutely nothing uses anymore. So if I have a glitch, I usually have to rerun it again, but usually in the mornings, and I'll email it out to everyone. Okay, guys, I can't thank you enough once again for coming on board this evening. And if you want that deal on the webinars, it's instantappwizard.com/497. This is a great deal for you guys, and I look forward to working with you. Email me at Kerry@instantappwizard.com if on training that you want to do in the future, and we'll just keep doing this. And you're welcome, Roger. But everybody have a great evening, man. I love doing this with you guys on Wednesdays. This is my favorite night of the week. So everyone have a great time, a great evening. Thank you, Joseph. Thanks, Ben. And I tell you what, I look forward to meeting you all in person one day. We're going to have a good time. Thank you, Tabitha. All right, God bless. It's dinner time for me, so I hope the training was good. Go out and make some sales tomorrow. Email me and let me know that you took this information and made some sales tomorrow.